Today we have with us Brian from Wild Boys, the
Hello,
leader. Let's start simple though. Who are you?
my name's Brian. I am the CEO slash chairman of the Wild Boys organization slash LLC.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Let's look, Han. Let's look to the past.
okay.
So, how did you start the org? How did it come to be?
How did I start the org? Well, funny enough, one day I was sitting there with a group of friends at this place called Twin Peaks, and one of my friends mentioned Jinxie, and I was like, Jinxie, who the fuck is that? So they pulled up his Twitch, and we were watching him, and he said something about like a $50,000 like game. I was like, what? There's no way. So me going into Discord and going around, I went through the main R6 server on Discord, and then I got recruited by forgot what org it was, but some small org where me, Knight, and Toxic, or when we get farther into the podcast, they'll become relevant, recruited me from to go play with them. Well, we joined this org together, and we were sitting there, and I was like, oh, okay. Learning on how leagues work, on who runs things. I was like, I want to do this. So one day I was like, yo, Knight, Toxic, if I make an organization, will you guys join? And they were like, hell yeah. And now that's the beginning of Wild Boys right there.
How many teams do you have in the beginning?
Okay. So in the very beginning of Wild Boys, I didn't understand on how necessarily comp worked. I thought as if I get 5 players, I have a team. I didn't understand that you had to have the best of the best, or they all had to be champ. So me, Knight, and Toxic decided to make 23 teams in Wild Boys when we first started. And half the team were coppers, half were like silvers, a couple plats. I think we had 1 diamond for 23 teams. And then, yeah, and then through then, we became more knowledgeable in the comp scene. And now, today, I'm pretty sure we have 12 teams.
So to also go off of that, is there like one player or a specific player or specific team that helped you gain popularity?
Yes. So, are you guys familiar with the guy named Cosmic?
A little.
Yes.
Okay. So, Cosmic, one day, I was sitting there on Wild Boys posting looking for org slash players. I was going, hey, join Wild Boys. We're this and that. Well, Cosmic reached out, and his team at the time was called Code Black, and they were, in my opinion, probably one of the best teams in comp at the time. And Cosmic was like, hey, I have a really good team looking for an org. I'm willing to help get you started and etc. So I was like, shit, help me out. Well, Cosmic, me, Knight, and Toxic all got in a VC, and we talked, and next thing later, Code Black joined Wild Boys, and from there, we took off like a rocket ship. I think we went from 50 people in our Discord server to 500 in a matter of 2 months. So when I say we skyrocketed, it was very fast.
All right.
Crazy.
And so you kind of contribute your success a little bit to picking up Code Black and all that, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All
Without
right,
Cosmic, we would have had a very rough start. Absolutely, 100%.
All right. And
Okay.
kind of going back to your players a little bit, who was your like favorite when your org was still developing? If you had to pick, if you had to.
Ooh, see, I can't answer that because
Can't answer.
you got to realize
I understand. Yeah.
from an org owner, if I pick one person, the other person will be like, "Oh, I thought you liked me," and it's just gonna start little fights, and we'll stay away from that conversation.
We'll stay away from the drama on the podcast. It's only episode 1.
Yep.
We'll stay away.
Exactly, exactly, yep. So, but I did have a couple favorite teams. Obviously, Code Black, and believe it or not, 619 was our very first team to ever win us a trophy for our organization. They won D2 Scissor League, and they got a little trophy for it, and that was our, believe it or not, that was our very first team. And ever since then, 619 was with us for a little bit. They left due to certain issues, and they came back. So 619 is probably one of the most loyal teams we've had, believe it or not.
Okay. Looking back from what you know now and all your hindsight and experience, what would you change?
So I came into the comp community wealthier than most. And one thing I did wrong, I would say, is I implemented a pay-per-win system to a certain extent that which wasn't really known at comp at the time. So I was offering around $30 to $40 per win. This is just for a single league game, $40 for the win. And then when you win the league, you keep all the earnings. We want no percentage. Well, frankly, since I came in there making the level of money-wise, people started getting used to it. So when we had to lower it, people kind of got a little bit cranky. But thankfully now, we are the only organization that I know of that currently pays pay-per-win. So now it's not an issue. But before, it was HMC. And when we implemented pay-per-win, I'm pretty sure they followed us. At least that's how I see it. And they basically made us hold to a certain standard, if that makes sense. We couldn't drop it to a certain extent, because if we did, they would pick up the team. Well, now, since no one's paying anymore, we control the entire market, which is a great thing. But if I could go back in time, I would have offered our starting prices a lot lower. A lot lower.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know, in the comp scene, I've played since, year 2 in comp, roughly. And there was never a pay-per-win back then. And I think you were the first org I'd ever heard of who had started paying per player. And I did hear some crazy amounts at first. I was surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked. But now it's died out a little bit, which is good. I think that's a lot better because it's not. It's not too much. It's not forcing one org to be better than the other. It's competition now, which is good. So now that we've heard about your past, let's kind of look to now. So you want to go ahead, Cards?
Yeah, going off of let's say the past year, what is your favorite accomplishment from any team, any player?
I think our best accomplishment, believe it or not, it actually has nothing to do with the team. I think it's our staff. I had the chance to go leave and do some personal things, and our staff held down the organization perfectly. For example, we have a staff member named Julia Garbo. He's pretty known. Knight. And believe it or not, when an owner leaves, such as myself, leaves an organization for, let's say, 2 to 3 months at a time, most of the time the org collapses. It disappears. Things stop running. Well, our staff team is set up perfectly. We're like a big family. And with that family, I can leave for, 8 months at a time. And the org's perfectly fine. We have a great budget plan. Recently, I was looking at our budget. So to put in perspective on how we're doing, we are pulling in around $1,200 a month from org money, pulling it in for free use. So with that gives us a lot of free movement and etc.
All right, talking about the current, is there any player in the past year or so that's risen crazy in your org that you're in the beginning wasn't very well known, wasn't good at the game necessarily? I mean, not necessarily, but just wasn't known, and now that they've developed under your org, that they're shining?
No, I gotta be honest. So one thing about our org that we do differently is when teams run an organization, the owner usually manages the team. Well, for me, as a team joins, as you know, Sprays, you joined with Redemption, we give you guys full control. So you guys switch in players, switch out. So all we look at is your statistics, but in reality, the team is all up to you. So if there's one player, though, that I have, a couple, would have to be Andy. He's pretty known, very known through the comp. He just played with Jinxie recently, and that's a huge flex. Seeing one of your players hop on a Jinxie podcast with
It's finally here, folks. It happened.
Teams are ready.
Void, Wolves, playoffs are among us. There's happiness in the air. We all love it. I know you do. the beautiful time known as playoffs where everyone's happy, everyone's joyous, and who doesn't love playoffs? Come on now. Playoffs are the quintessential. You love it. You love to see it. Everyone does, to be fair. Who's like, no one hating on playoffs. I don't know. Who do you have one? Who do you have winning? Let's get those
I
out
have
of the way
Void
first.
winning 2-1. Void is going to win. They're going to do a big
Wow.
upset here.
That'd be easily the biggest upset by far. I mean,
Don't get me wrong. I think Void do have the better gunners, but I think Void are going to pull some strats here.
I would be up to see it, but that's a tough task, I think.
You see a Ram and a Mirror Ben. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's your bread and butter. Ram is always going to be so strong on Cafe. You're always going to see Mira be strong here. There's no surprise. Like, come on. You know what you see. You love to see it. Honestly, I think Wolves are going to pull this one out 2-0. I think we're going to see a dominant play.
2-0.
I think so.
Zami and Mira, so it's gonna be really hard to hold upstairs. I'm assuming Wolves are gonna, or Void is gonna layer up here, bring layers. That's the only way they can really hold it. But
Not really big surprise. I mean, you see both of the main quintessential ops that second floor hold. You go right down to the first floor instead. You got to be willing to move around here. If you're Void, you cannot be your same stationary self as you have arguably a top team now. Icy, Adexi, Shucks, Andy. You have top players from Obey. Sorry.
Void are gonna go for a roam. All good.
I mean, yeah, you see your Scopos, you see a lot of big ticket ops here, and you just gotta be so careful in a game like this because first map and first round is gonna matter so much when you even play with teams like this. You have experienced gunners, so you can't even rely on trying to outgunning. You see Adexi, you see Andy's turn, you see Shucks. You can't just try to play the outgun. So you have to just go out there and you have to out-strategize. We have to see a better strategic play from Void if we even want to see them touch them. Because you're going as easily one of the strongest teams in playoffs in terms of straight aim. And you got to be so careful about that.
Or them inside, yeah, I might be wrong. Swing is third or fourth.
Immediately first big pick by Swang. Come on now. Starting off strong.
Okay, Andy on Blackbeard. 2 Void players upstairs. Train and Filler.
Certainly the start you're looking
Andy
for.
is in mining. Swinging. You could get.
Gotta be so careful about these. Because now you see 2 players down in a round that matters so much. Ewan's grabbed the big one there. Shucks knows he's there, but big pick to tie it right back up.
Switch. Does he have the time? He does. He pulls it off.
Within all of these games, you cannot afford to lose a pick, and you had your numbers. Reheast takes it right back. I said that so wrong. But when in doubt, Void is still going to look like a strong team.
Void really only have to hold the hallways now. As well as have one in bar and one in redstones.
Yeah.
Then we're just going to go upstairs to get the bandits off the wall.
You do have, quickly, your MVP nominees. Irish, Zoli, 2 players. Could certainly take it away, and no one would be surprised if you win it. Big pick from...
Swinging, playing aggressive in the first round. I like to see it.
You can't afford to lose picks like that, though, as now you're going to see Wolves in a very precarious situation. 1 body down, and the 2v1 is never what you want to be in. You have to be so perfect to try to win these ones out, as the time's just going to wind down even more. And in a team like Void, you can never truly feel safe. Shucks looking to see if he can catch an aggressive swing here. He's got to go on the aggro, find some damage, but it'll all be for naught as Void pick up the first one. Or Zoli, excuse me. I keep calling them Yuns. I call it by users so badly.
Is he rostered? Do we know?
No, it's Zoli. It's just his 12th ult because he refuses to not get himself banned. He might be an amazing player, but he is not a non-toxic one.
Yeah, it looks like Void are avoiding the top floor, third floor bar hold.
I mean, you already lost your two big ops. You cannot lose your Azami and Mira and try to hold it. There's just so much gone. It's no real surprise, and I think that we're going to constantly see them avoid that third floor if they can. We might see it in that final third site rotation if they get the 3-0, but I doubt it, honestly.
I doubt it. Unless they do not do well on the second floor, they might try top floor, but I'm pretty sure they got one round of the two.
It's certainly an option, but I would not recommend it. There's a lot of better things to do, and I just think that we're not even going to try to see a hard third floor hold if you're playing that site.
Yeah, it looks like Wolves are like relying heavy on guns, and Void is relying more, well, on swinging, just playing aggressive in the first pick and then the last pick.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be. I think you got to separate yourself because you can't win by just true aiming. Wolves is one of the best teams in terms of straight aim. You have two Obey players. You have an MVP candidate. You have literally everything you could ever look at. And there's no real surprise. You have to play so perfect in games like these because even one pick, even a bit of damage could cost you rounds. Everyone here is looking to try to get yourself to that $1,000 prize pool if you're a team. Looking to maybe get there and win it all, but in a game like this where...
Jay playing aggressive in piano. He gets one pick, can get the... Oh, he gets traded out by Zioli.
Oh, he's gonna find those. Another.
Gets another.
Beautiful. You gotta be so perfect. And you're seeing that where you're just gonna see people easily clean up these mistakes. You can't overpeak. You can't afford to do anything wrong because you'll be exploited every time.
Zioli just walking in.
Big kill for Stingray. Zoli grabs another triple on the round. Maybe he's looking for the ace here and a bit of a backpack for his team if you do it.
You might get it here.
Damage just so really low. It's a battle of wills here. Nothing would say you should swing it. You see his foot. Beautiful shot. And now you got to go for the kill. A trade goes out. It's a 1v2. You have to get that res up now. You cannot let Stingray get a chance.
Stingray.
He might hear it, but does he have enough time to go for it? Oh. The answer is no, not tonight. And Nailbiter trying to get the res up, and they trade rounds.
I really don't like secondary shotguns in that situation. Like, they never work. It just might be me though.
What is with this current map? I have to undo and redo every time. Love it when text is buggy. Whatever. Besides the point. Is there any player that you really think is going to rise to the occasion here? Rise to when it needs to be done?
If I'm not wrong, IRJ did pop off against 907 on Bank not long ago.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. There's a reason they're MVP candidates, but I don't think we're going to see a player truly dominate in a game like this. I don't think it's possible to see. I think that these teams are too strong, and maybe we'll see 12 kills, but I don't think we're going to see any 20 bombs, 15. These teams aren't going to let it happen.
Always swinging has went crazy in the first round. He can carry it over. Consistent rounds is key, I believe.
Yeah,
I mean, you could probably get 2 kills in a round, but not drop a kill for like the rest of the game. I don't think that's
and you'll see that with the top teams, with the 907s, with those teams that have buys, they're consistent. They have playmakers that show up every single round, and well, Wolves certainly can be that. They've been shaky at times. We haven't really seen them all fully together. There's constantly roster issues and players that aren't fully there motivation-wise, and I think if we can see them go far in playoffs, they're a dangerous team for the fact that they truly are locked in now.
Zioli just walked in for a drone. It worked last round.
I mean, he's the madman on the sticks, the MVP candidate. I think the ego from this man is high, and to be fair, he has a point. You see his foot, but question is, can you find the kill?
Gets one pick.
You're looking for one.
Laundry.
He's only wants to find the double on the round.
Panicking a little bit.
That'd be so perfect. You can't afford to lose one like that, where you'll see Wolves will go right back down. The aggression forced and find one. Shucks finds a big one there to type right back up. You gotta be so careful. As you see, Shucks goes right back down. The body is just gonna fly.
Yeah, Void still at top floor control. I think they win this round easily. There's no way. Andy Term is in pillar.
There's so much you have to do, and with verticality being held on you, it should be a 1v3. You're gonna have to see a miracle out of a Dexy, but we see Void clean it up and a good 2-1 start. Very strong 3-map rotation.
I mean, Wolves are just playing with an ego right now, which is kind of losing them the game. I'm not gonna lie.
I think to
Because
some
Yuli
degree,
just walking
they're
in.
always going to have that ego. They're always going to truly have that aggression, and that's how they play. It's how they've always played. I think
I mean,
that
having an ego is not a bad thing, but I don't think they're using it correctly.
I'd certainly agree here. I mean, I think the aggression is just entirely going with nothing. Not yet, at least. However, this is the same team that just pulled out a playoff win not even all too long ago. Or, excuse me, lost in grand finals. They had a playoff win, but Black Hole League, they got, which was a 3-1? If I'm not
Against
mistaken.
5.2.
Yes, that Black Hole League. That was actually a pretty good game to cast. 5.2 was locked in. Scary, scary team. But sadly, we won't be seeing them until later. Same with the Voltage. A couple of 907 players with a bye that you're scary to run into. You do not want to have to deal with them.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
To be fair, I don't think anyone does. No one wants to try to go against that kind of monster.
Attackers have discovered the
No one
location
does.
of a bomb.
Everybody's afraid.
I mean, you have two undefeated teams, and I don't think we've had one. I don't think there's ever been a double undefeated team ever. We see two easily of the strongest teams, and surprisingly, Obey isn't one of them. This is the first time they've missed a playoff in ever, maybe? I don't think we've ever seen that core miss a playoff.
Yeah, and they lost to Humbergs, which eliminated them. No,
Yeah,
What was that
I'm-
Void? It was Humbergs.
No, it was Humbugs. Yeah, they had 3 E-subs, and they just lost it out entirely.
Most of them were Void players, no? Or am I wrong?
A good chunk of them were, and I think it was like sprays.
Yeah, it was auto, sprays, tripping. I forget
Okay.
the last two.
Scissor, I don't mess up that much. Come on now. It was double OG Void once. And 4 kind of endearing. Apparently. But back onto the game, you gotta be absolute aggression from Andy's term and put it right back down. 0-4 to start, and the player you'd normally see at the top of the leaderboard so far seems to be right at the bottom. But traded right back up by Zoli.
Pick on Irish. Does he know there's another person upstairs?
Swing could very well catch a freebie here, maybe even 2 if he's lucky, but it's all down to some droning. Good calls, but Dexy might not be droning the right place, and this could be a scary prospect as you lose a pick that would probably be instrumental here. You need to have your player alive. Swing gets a freebie
Big
there,
ones
and he can still play upstairs if he wants. There's nothing stopping him.
Yeah, Zeoli's rotating back up white though.
It's too late. Now you just got to be smart. You got to try to
Find him.
find a pick when you need it now. One of the most risky transfers I've ever seen, going for feels like a bit of a heist away. A 4v2 left, and Wolves don't look like the same team we saw before. The same team that would dominate others and use their aim to truly win it out.
Yeah, white.
You might finally get the wall. Aggression from Swing to at least find something, but it's not enough.
He is
Time.
low. Will he swing again? Tags thermite.
get a pretty big down
Hermit's
there.
all lost.
This one should be over as long as you don't see some pixie dust thrown onto the round. Icy's good, but he's not going to win it out. And Void 3-1 up. So far, dominance from the team that nobody really expected. This is the roster that's supposed to... This is supposed to be the roster to win it, you know, at least be a very competitive team. We picked up, obviously, the core of, or quite a few players from Obey, and picked up what would be Joey, the retired, well, was assumed to be retired and gone player. As we do not get to see Joey. We don't get to see a lot of that starting five, and it might hurt them that they didn't show out today, because they might go out early. You might see a team like Void pull up the upset and maybe see if they can run an underdog run.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
I mean, I think Void have this as long as they stay consistent.
Staying consistent with people like this is so scary. Because it's already so hard to just get kills in a lobby like this where everyone is truly at their 100%. Nonetheless, actually be consistent every round. There's a reason that the top teams stay at the top. They have the cool, they have that mental stability to truly hang. That's why you'll see the same players up here, because it's so hard to stay here. It's so hard to be at this level. But maybe we could see a couple of new names. Senate are making their debut tonight, and playoffs ever. As Square gets his team in the playoffs after a lot of struggling and some big improvement. Obviously get to see Voltage and Gotti take his first playoff. With a bye too, nonetheless. A lot looking up for some of the newer teams, but there's still a lot to go, and you still got to beat the monsters in this bracket.
It's Miura. We do actually see the third floor site bar. We weren't expecting it, but it happened.
I think that Void are starting to feel a little more comfortable, maybe expand out a little more, trust themselves, and that might be a bit of a blunder here in my opinion. I don't think you can afford to experiment with a team like Wolves. They will find you, they will hunt you down, and they will take their free picks. Seeing a lot of utility already gone.
With the site setup right now, they do not have as many layers as they should.
It's the problem though.
Especially a team against Wolves, they're just gonna walk in and frag out. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves win this round unless Void does something shocking.
It could certainly happen, but there's a lot that's got to happen here. At the end of the day, you got to be so perfect. Still seeing a lot of good players on the side of Wolves. Zoli seems to be one of them tonight. A 2 KD to start it off, and he's going to have to be the man of perfection because they cannot afford to lose. Aggression untainted and shoots a Legion Mine midair. Put himself in a situation that's almost impossible to go. He just has to keep going forward, onward. Finds a big one. Finally gets the first pick, but immediately traded it right back up by Swing. You're looking for just an advantage here. Dexy gets his first on, one of his first on the board. 2 big kills for him that they really needed. The whip from Jai could have mended it all, but 1v4, Wolves finally look to have a big round in front of them. Truly showing out that once you don't give them this huge amount of utility, they're easily one of the best teams here. You give them the gunplay and they'll run away with it.
We're not enough layers on Void's side. Wolves just walk in. Zoli just walks in, gets the first pick. That sets up his team for everything.
Now for the bracket. This will actually...
I would love to cast this game. He just wants to see people swing.
The other game, into that.
Senate and Dynasty, I think that's going to be more of a strategical game because Senate Square is a really good IGL, and he's going to try IGL's way to win the game. But
certainly, I'm honestly interested to see how we're gonna see the other games play out. We see obviously Senate and Dynasty. Whoever wins there, you have to prove yourself and beat arguably the strongest team we've ever seen in 907. One of the greatest trios of all time, Popify, Quex, and then the Roller Rivals winner, Buita. It's a hard roster to go against, and if you're Senate or Dynasty, you might win this first round. You might get there, but you've got a large task in front of you if you make it. You're gonna have to beat the strongest team.
On the Senate game, whereas Dynasty, it's 4-4 right now.
Okay.
Still map point.
So we're not seeing any crazy takeaways, and I'm not entirely surprised. Sen and Dynasty are, I think, relatively similar in level. However, whoever moves on from this game is going to have to go against 5.2. Only the two undefeated teams, and 5.2 might look like the weaker one, and I've heard quite a few people say that, but even if you catch them on a bad day, even if you catch them with their subs in, they're the deepest roster in the entirety of the league, and it's not even close. You have players that could be stars on D1 teams over just sitting on the sub roster.
Yeah, 5.2. I think they became contenders when they picked up X-Map. X-Map is good picked up, but he is a little bit toxic, which is why some people didn't pick him up.
I think at the end of the day, I see 907 being the strongest team right now. Is they have easily they have the best role players by far in terms of teams. They're the strongest team overall. I think they have that depth in them, and I think that's the big difference. Is I trust the depth so much more. At the end of the day, that's far ahead. You need to win and now just to get there. Ice finds the first, and it's been a relatively quiet game for him so far, but in a rush like this, it can be hard to find kills sometimes, as even the hard supports like a Dexy still finding value every time. Feels like the entries are spread pretty evenly across everyone here. He's grabbed at least 2-0 on the entry so far. Zoli with another one. 2 KD. He's trying to keep up an MVP performance here. Try to put up the campaign he needs. A Dexy goes down. Still a 2v4. Just don't throw your bodies here.
3-3 split.
It's all up to Wolves here. They can't afford to throw it. Effie, he might not have started hot, but this could certainly be his way to get back in this game. Prove to everyone that he still has it in him. Diffuser's upstairs now, and this is no longer a safe win. With a minute left, you truly don't know. Because he can hold this diffuser, he can just save he can save face. You gotta be perfection here. He finds one, a triple kill for Effie. He needs Icy to finish and complete a 4-2 half.
There's a on the door.
A Bayless in hand. He knows where he's coming. It's all just going to be down to how fast can you react, how fast can you understand that player, understand that he's close. The swing is going to be near. You got to be perfect.
He is perfect. He is perfect.
One shot, one kill, and
a 1v4 clutch on the biggest stage.
And that's a 4-2 half as Void take a bit of an upset here. Getting a much needed round and gives them the space they want going into that harder half. That is dangerous now.
I think Void on attack, they may have to play slow, bait a few kills. And then I think they need to flood at the last second. I think that's how they're going to win most of their rounds.
Either way, no matter how you win, you just got to be so careful.
Yeah, like if they play slow, just go for the picks, bait. Because I know Wolves are going to have an ego and they're going to swing hella aggressive. I think Void is going to get 1 or 2 rounds off that in the beginning, and then Wolves are going to like adjust, and then Void will have to switch it up and start playing more aggressive.
I think the difference is we don't see the full roster. We're not seeing the full starting 5, and I think that's the issue. I think we're going to see that this team is not as strong as it should be. And you might have Zoli in here, you might have a Dexy and Andes, but you really got to show out in this defensive half as everything is on the line here. You were supposed to be the team it was easily the most improved from pickups. You have a retired Hall of Famer who's coming back on your team now. You have the Obey core. You have arguably some of the best aimers in the entirety of console on your side. And you have to prove that you can outbeat strategy. You have to prove that you can brute force your way through the best strategic teams. That you're improvising on IGL, it's not going to be as good because it doesn't need to be. You need to prove that to everyone. And that's the big issue is, can you do that? On a game in where you're going against teams in your path that are built on being strategic and being consistent, can you actively prove that you're able to beat that? Who do you think is going to take map 1 here? Do you have a Void closing it out with the advantage, or do you see...
I think Void has it. Like I said, if they play slow, bait with the first 2 rounds, get those rounds, and then switch it up later if they want aggressive, I think they can take it.
At the end of the day, it's all down to being careful here. You cannot afford to lose anything. In a regular season, one entry might seem like negligible amounts, but with $1,000 on the line, all of your hope as a team riding on just an hour of play, maybe 2. It's a scary, scary thought.
I mean, we do see Wolves go upstairs bar without the Mira or the Azami, but they do have a little bit more layer than Void did when they went upstairs, so
doesn't seem to matter though, as first pick goes the way. Void grab a big one here, and Stingray, who's generally a slower player, you're not going to expect him to drop 15. You're not going to expect him to really show out. He's consistently put up great numbers in the season, and I think we're seeing that. Good spawn peek though from Andy's turn. Once again, he might be slow to get on the board, but he's still one of the most aggressive players in the entirety of console. That man is constantly sprinting towards the next kill, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason he was on Obey. There's a reason people enjoy, enjoy watching him and hate playing against him. Effie did clutch. Yeah, 1v4 for the win, and give Void easily one of the greatest halves. Easily one of the greatest clutches we've seen, and will probably be for the entirety of this league.
Another pick. What I think from Void right now is there's no window pressure right now.
It's certainly an issue.
Like the lack of window pressure.
You need to see some more diverse ways of playing this. You cannot afford to go linear against a team like Wolves. If they're going to beat you in the linear game, you have to think outside the box. You can't beat a shotgun here with your swing. You cannot afford to lose another pick. Go down in a game where...
just mute somehow. Maybe it could be heaven or piano window. They have to be on either or window right here. They could easily get this pick on Goyo if they're on piano windows, but...
Doesn't matter what they do. They need to be perfect. They need to show that they're better. And he's with another big one. Triple on the round. Pistol in hand. Gets one low, but traded out by a Dexy. Your Obey brothers pulling it back out.
Andy with a big one. That was very big.
He might be slow to get on the board, but do not exactly think that the team of Obey is gone. The core there. There's a reason they're on this team. There's a reason they're in playoffs. There's a reason that people fear playing against them. No matter what, you cannot discount players like that. At the end of the day, though, it's just down to how much can you handle the pressure.
So it looks like there's going to be a big roam player from Void here.
Defend
They
and
do
protect your bombs
not
from
have
being
a
used by
flank
attackers.
watch though, which might get them killed, but
Certainly
not.
an aggressive way to play things, but
Bomb located by attackers.
I think the issue is you need to have that flank watch, as you're saying, because the team of Wolves will flank you. They will try to fight you on those ones. They will try to go this aggressive aim running route, and you're bringing nothing to stop it. You need some backline protection. You need that nomad. You need that gridlock. It's not off the board, and you should have played it. And I think that if we don't see them swap, well, as I say that, we see Void becomes very aware of the fact that they're still fighting one of the most aggressive teams in the playoffs.
5 seconds.
They might not
Shade
be...
does bring the gridlock. In my opinion, I do believe gridlock is one of the best offers for this map because of the staircases.
I think it fits both the map and the players here. Wolves are set on these large roams, and if you clear one out and you can use some gridlocks, suddenly that team isn't so strong. It's all going to come down to how fast can we see Shucks and Zoli cleared. Both of them are going to be very glad to hold a long roam. They're not going to feel the need to fall off of after pressure. You need to apply flashes, everything you have at those two players. Because if you don't, they will hold you and you'll lose. Every time.
Looks like Void are going to be entering from second floor. It doesn't look like they're going to be entering from top. Well, maybe they are. I'm blind. Never mind.
This is always the playoff time. See two big picks from Andy's turn to give yourself the advantage if you're Wolves. You want to tie this back up. Being down and round is never what you want to see, and there's a reason they're going for it. There's a reason they're trying to be aggressive. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You see a pick from Stingray as he holds a pretty good angle onto the stairs, but at the end of the day, Wolves isn't going to stop because of one kill. They're not going to stop because it's not working. They're going to be aggressive, and despite that, massive amounts of aggression, we're still seeing a really big player here in Shucks just sitting alive. big kill there. You needed to find that. Your roam clear is gone, and now
and shooting bodies.
you can run rampant, as you might have control, but you're never truly going to feel safe with a player like Shucks on the roam, because with a minute 30 left, a wall isn't going to mean anything when you could be flanked from any time. Trying to shoot the feats out from below. Doesn't work this well this time. 1v4 as Icy finds it, and Wolves with a bit of a bounce back, though, is much necessary here. They cannot afford to go down rounds, and see them claw it right back up here. It's done off the backs of Shucks and that Vigil, as getting rid of two big players there. Getting rid of that Doe could be causing pressure, and there's a reason that this team, at minimum, was considered amazing. There's a reason that everyone was interested to see how they play with what they had. As I think that, ironically, we have a bit of polar opposites here. Is Gotti, who wasn't really that changed by the pickups. You picked up Pickles, if I'm not mistaken, but that's it, right?
No, Pickle was on the team. He joined Void for 1 week and joined back. I picked up a lot of players. I picked up Push, Salo.
Not bad guys, but I think that other than Silo,
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
you were, I'd argue, one of the least affected teams from that playoff pickup, but it seemed like Wolves, I feel like, changed everything in their last 2 weeks. Their entire core was essentially gone. You see Joey come back. You see as max amount as you can, 2 players from Obey come right back in to replace and
Attackers have discovered
sort of
the location
retool
of a
your,
bomb.
offense and defense into this aggression, roam-filled play. Even more so than it was.
But I feel like in pickups, in my eyes, I feel like anyone could be the best if they have the passion. So I feel like my guys have the passion. I don't feel like we need to pick up anyone big. So we'll see this playoffs.
Well, let's see how this spawn peak goes. Will fortune favor the bold, or well, he gets shot as well? We have his head chopped off. Apparently, neither tonight is. For the first time in a while, it feels that Wolves actually backed off when they should have. Astonishing, I know. Truly a bit of oddball.
Swing misses out on 193. Unlucky.
Can never be all too sure when you're playing a game like this.
Feels like Void had been playing a little bit scared.
I would certainly agree. I think that. And to be entirely fair, I think it's going to work here. If they can just play slow, it might find them a couple of rounds, but you cannot let Wolves heat up like this. You cannot let them get close and feel confident in themselves, because then you're dealing with essentially the core of Obey, a Hall of Fame player, and arguably an MVP or an MVP candidate. This team is a threat at any time simply because they're so strong on the aim.
Yeah, it seems like Andy Term is 6-1 since the switch to defense.
Some people have bad sides, and we're certainly seeing that from him. As they give him a little bit more leeway. Normally he's not this crazy of a one-side player, but he's still showing it out tonight as the first 2 kills make that 3, and apparently he said, I'm not good on attack, but don't worry, I'll make up for it. I will make up for the fact that I had one bad half, and we'll have a generational one on the after. Shucks finds 1, and this could definitely be a flawless round here. Jai finds at least 1, finds the other Hall of Fame candidate here, or MVP candidate, excuse me, Zoli. In a big pick, but at the end of the day, you're being essentially flushed out. And he finds it, and
nothing's stopping him when he plays defense. What a shot.
Yeah, I would never feel safe with that man on my lobby. I am glad I'm just a caster, because have fun going against him. There are people that I'm terrified of in a game, and then there's like the half of Obey's roster where I'm pretty sure I'll shit my pants. I enjoy living, and yeah, you don't do that long with Obey, as they have as all of their core has the fastest time to finish a round. I'm pretty sure in history there is no one with a faster time to finish a round. They generally finish with like 45 seconds left. That is unheard of. 5.2 is something around like 24. Voltage is at like 30 something, mid to high 30s. And what's like the craziest one?
I don't agree with Void's ban here. Like the way Andy has been playing, I would have banned Goyo.
Honestly, I would have too. There's such things as target bans, and when you see a dude that is actively dropping triples and quads every single round, yeah, you need to ban it. Believe it or not, I'm gonna say you need to ban it away.
It's shocking. Like if he wasn't going crazy like this, I think Void would have won already.
Attackers
I think
locate and
Wolves
defuse
are in the
as many
game
bombs
because of
as
Andy
Yeah.
terms. He's 9-1.
Yeah, I mean, once again, he's there's a reason he was on Obey. There's a reason that people were actively trying to pick him up. He went to his other Wild Boys team here, and they seem to be very glad to have him as.
He has 9 kills in 3 rounds. Like
He might not be the MVP candidate, but he's certainly trying to put up a case that he's better than all of them, which it'll be interesting to see is if we see Wolves win it. I'd argue that's probably one of the better underdog runs. Only one that I think we've ever even seen get close was 619, but they also got absolutely demolished by Obey, so if you really count it as an underdog run, if you lost 3-0, that's up to you and the player, but I say for naught, as getting there doesn't mean it's an underdog run. However, Dexy, once again, the Obey brothers are going to find every single kill within the radius and dominate the game.
although Andy has been popping off, Zioli has been quiet so far.
I think it's just a factor of this game. Not everyone can be, an insane player at the same time, and despite that, we still see Shucks put in value. We're still seeing everyone feel like they're chipping in when they need. I think that you're not going to see everyone go crazy, and that's just a product of the team. You arguably have the 3 of the best straight gunners in the entirety of the league in your own team, and you argue Joey can certainly become that if he comes back to prime form, which we'll see if that ever happens, but there's a lot to be dangerous and fear with this team. Void are really going to have to get a big round here, I think, because you cannot afford to give Wolves an advantage. You cannot afford to give them anything with the match. The more you give them, the more they're going to dominate. Andy's turn once again. The aggression is unbridled with this man.
10-1 now.
If aggression was illegal, I'm pretty sure you'd have a felony charge. This man refuses to stop sprinting at
Oh
him.
my.
Double on the round, and apparently after that half, they said, don't worry, we'll close it out. A match point is in sight, and this team looks terrifying to go against.
Somebody put Andy Term in the microwave because what the fuck? This guy's 11-1 on defense.
Yeah, so there are such things as risers in playoffs, and I did not have him up here. I also didn't know I didn't know he was gonna be in playoffs, but Shucks finishes, and we're approaching match point with arguably one of the greatest second halves we've seen in probably the entirety of SSL against a team that made playoffs nonetheless. Void maybe not was the one to win it all, but they were not exactly an underdog. I think that people still expected them to maybe win their first. If they beat 5.2, that would be a 619 level upset. But the fact of the matter is we expected more, and the second that half switched, apparently the entirety of Obey clicked right on, and a team like Wolves is apparently all unified in the fact that they're going to run your ass down. That's going to be my new clip for them if they make playoffs. Because eventually, coming playoffs, I'll have it at least for quarterfinals. New special videos doing countdowns. So I'm going to have... We'll see. I'm going to see how many Hall of Famers I can get in contact with. I know Zoli will, if I ask him. I know Abolish will, because he's chill as fuck. We'll see. And I want to make a very, 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 very large... Not collab, but a much larger thing. Not even a promo video, but we'll see. I might not be director anymore, but I am sure as shit gonna try casting. Hey, didn't
See
you
if
make...
Andy could go 15-1.
If this man pulls out 15 kills in, what would be, 5 rounds? Yeah, 5 rounds.
Yeah. Would
That,
average 3 kills per round.
yeah, that might be the greatest performance we've ever seen from anyone in a half. 3 kills a round against a playoff team in a game that you started down. That would be generational numbers. To be fair, it is Andy's term. Once again, there's a reason he's a Hall of Fame. There's a reason that people are terrified to go against him. Obey when they're not, you know, when they're truly passionate about the game is about as dangerous as the 5.2s. And then again, it's not even like 5.2 because 5.2 gets bitched by Obey every time. Don't worry, I got permission from Stretch to say that, so no complaining, sis. But swing with the nasty swing down on Stingray, and you really need to get this res up here. At least you got the trade, and you had a little bit of space to work with. Once again, you got to deal with the Obey brothers. Those are going to be the big ones to deal with. Well, looks like we might not see...
Stopped.
Apparently, we can't see dominance every single half. Every single round of the half, but doesn't matter. We still see a relatively good start. You tie the numbers back up with Zoli, and... Are you really worried about a team like Wolves? I feel like their aggression is so unbrittled. It's always going to end well. A Dexy with 3, looking to find a quad, maybe close it out in regulation. All it takes is a good one, but instead we're going to a 1v1. Shucks is certainly the player to do it with. We've already seen FE clutch 1, been quiet since then, but this would be his chance to prove.
FE does have a drone, and he also has health advantage.
Yeah, but is a drone going to matter against a person like a Vigil? Yeah. The trickery might be here, and it's all going to be coming down to a player that has succeeded on the roam, succeeded outside of the site, but now he's in a situation where he can end it right here, right now, complete a 5-round straight win. Win map 1, but you gotta win against FE. The only one to clutch so far, but the rat might work.
Right now.
Instead, the whiff comes from Shucks, and could have been a surefire win, was now absolutely gone. And
can we see OT?
OT here is not infinite overtime because these settings were wrong, but I don't see that. I don't think they're going to complain. Not in this map. I'll switch it for the afters. Hey, he can double team. Yeah. Don't worry. He said he can double team. He can be on both sides. He can be the Siege version of bisexual, or League version. He can be Travis Hunter. Don't worry. Hey, I didn't loop you in anything, Bilo. I'm never shit. That's not true. I'm gonna shit talk 5.2. Incorrect. I'm shit talking sprays and Stretch. There's a difference. The uncles are not safe, but you're a cool uncle, Bilo. A freaky uncle, but a cool uncle. And now we're way off point, but we still see easy one of the greatest halves from the Obey brothers, I think, ever. Like, was this actually in contention for the greatest half from 2 people? What are they in? What do they combine? Like a combined, like, I think what is it, 20 and like 3?
I think so.
Like, I don't even... It's certainly an interesting one. And don't worry, I'm not looping anyone into anything. Not yet, at least.
5 seconds to insertion.
We'll see. I'm going to see if I can get a bunch of Hall of Fame candidates to do something real quick. Or not candidates, sorry. Players. There's a difference. Maybe the MVP candidates, too.
Fuse Shield. I love Fuse Shield.
Hey, we see probably the most unlikely shield and the least used with a fuse in hand, but hey, let's give our respect to our Russian brothers in here, and let's see what he can do with it. Despite all of the memes of him doing something in an American classroom, he's in fact very, very Russian. But that's besides the point.
Shucks ratting once again. Pretty sure he's ratted every single round.
When in doubt, expect Shucks to do something entirely random 2 floors away from the site. It's what he does. It's what he is going to do. Who's really surprised?
I want to be surprised if they bring a Deimos next round and
well, apparently he heard that like perfectly, but wow, okay, so that was frame by frame perfect. When in doubt, trust a Dexy to be the sweatiest person on this planet at Siege. And the aggression still unbridled from Zoli. Hall of Fame candidate proves why he is, in fact, there, and our Hall of Fame and MVP candidate. A clean sweep would certainly be nice. Win grand finals, get MVP. Maybe even break a kill record or 2. It's all up to him. got to be very careful about these. Is no game is truly ever safe. You do have one player, but
See the drone?
Dexy plans to make that a little bit safer. Is you have 2 players up, and for the first time, and maybe forever, we see Andy's term, insight not being aggressive. Astonishing, I know. Truly a break in the entirety of the reality. But when in doubt, you know he's coming from behind. It's going to be Shucks. 1 player left. All of it's down to a 1v3. You need to be perfect, but instead, maybe a little bit of turbulence to get there, but Wolves looking dominant.
It's a good first map.
And that'll be map 1.
This is Sprays, and this is the Counting Cards Podcast Week 1. Today we have with us Brian from Wild Boys.
Hello.
Leader. Let's start simple, though. Who are you?
My name's Brian. I am the CEO/chairman of the Wild Boys organization /LLC.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's look to the past.
Okay.
So how did you start the org? How did it come to be?
How did I start the org? Well, funny enough, one day I was sitting there with a group of friends at this place called Twin Peaks, and one of my friends mentioned Jinxie, and I was like, Jinxie, who the fuck is that? So they pulled up his Twitch, and we were watching him, and he said something about like a $50,000 like game. I was like, what? There's no way. So me going into Discord and going around, I went through the main R6 server on Discord, and then I got recruited by forgot what org it was, but some small org where me, Knight, and Toxic, or when we get farther into the podcast, they'll become relevant, recruited me to go play with them. Well, we joined this org together, and we were sitting there, and I was like, oh, okay. Learning on how leagues work, on who runs things. I was like, I want to do this. So one day I was like, yo, Knight, Toxic, if I make an organization, will you guys join? And they were like, hell yeah. And now that's the beginning of Wild Boys right there.
How many teams do you have in the beginning?
Okay. So in the very beginning of Wild Boys, I didn't understand on how necessarily comp worked. I thought as if I get 5 players, I have a team. I didn't understand that you had to have the best of the best, or they all had to be champ. So me, Knight, and Toxic decided to make 23 teams in Wild Boys when we first started. And half the team were coppers, half were like silvers, a couple plats. I think we had 1 diamond for 23 teams. And then, yeah, and then through then, we became more knowledgeable in the comp scene. And now, today, I'm pretty sure we have 12 teams.
So to also go off of that, is there like one player or a specific player or specific team that helped you gain popularity?
Yes. So, are you guys familiar with the guy named Cosmic?
Yes.
Okay. So, Cosmic, one day, I was sitting there on Wild Boys posting looking for org/players. I was going, hey, join Wild Boys. We're this and that. Well, Cosmic reached out, and his team at the time was called Code Black, and they were, in my opinion, probably one of the best teams in comp at the time. And Cosmic was like, hey, I have a really good team looking for an org. I'm willing to help get you started and etc. So I was like, shit, help me out. Well, Cosmic, me, Knight, and Toxic all got in a VC, and we talked, and next thing later, Code Black joined Wild Boys, and from there, we took off like a rocket ship. I think we went from 50 people in our Discord server to 500 in a matter of 2 months. So when I say we skyrocketed, it was very fast.
All right.
Crazy.
And so you kind of contribute your success a little bit to picking up Code Black and all that, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Without
right.
Cosmic, we would have had a very rough start. Absolutely, 100%.
All right. And kind of going back to your players a little bit, who was your like favorite when your org was still developing? If you had to pick, if you had to.
Ooh, See, I can't answer that because
Can't answer.
you got to realize.
I understand. Yeah.
From an org owner, if I pick one person, the other person will be like, "Oh, I thought you liked me," and it's just gonna start little fights, and we'll stay away from that conversation.
We'll stay away from the drama on the podcast. It's only episode 1.
Yep.
We'll stay away.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. So, but I did have a couple favorite teams. Obviously, Code Black. And believe it or not, 619 was our very first team to ever win us a trophy for our organization. They won D2 Scissor League. And they got a little trophy for it. And that was our, believe it or not, that was our very first team. And ever since then, 619 was with us for a little bit. They left due to certain issues and they came back. So 619 is probably one of the most loyal teams we've had, believe it or not.
Okay. Looking back from what you know now and all your hindsight and experience, what would you change?
See, or up.
Well, we're back a little bit early as issues have seeming to be an issue on tech, as when would it not be? But you still have our beautiful map 2 Nighthaven as Wolves take, I think, a bit of a thriller there. 5 straight to get them there, and then a little bit of bumpiness in the middle, but pretty dominant if you ask me. Can't ask for much better if you're Wolves, and you gotta be very careful now if you happen to be Void. And we'll throw up a map 2 prediction a little bit early, as a 90-second delay is a thing. I will give it like 10 more seconds, and I might go to a tech pause, because... screw it. It's one man. We can wait. Who do you have winning map 2?
Oof. If Void are gonna play a little bit scared like they did last time, I don't think they're gonna win. So probably Wolves, unless a Void come in big and clutch up and play really aggressive. Void just have to match aggression.
I tend to agree. At the end of the day, you really have to see it be matched. You can't afford to play around with them. Well, come on now. Let's see who can pull it out entirely. Wolves obviously looking to see if they can get a 2-0 dominant start, and then if they get there, they're going to have to go against the monster themselves, 5.2.
Wouldn't be surprised with a Goyo ban, honestly.
After last game, I don't think anyone would be surprised as going, what was it, like 12-4? Something out of this world.
I think he had 13, no?
13, excuse me. Pretty dominant start for him, and I think it's just a realization that you can never truly count out the Obey. Anyone on Obey, to be fair. There's a reason they're on one of the best teams. There's a reason that even their subs are arguably top 35, 40 players. It's just a fact of the matter and a fact of how good that team can be. See the Vigil in the A's. Not a big surprise. I think that, yeah, Shucks was very dominant on that roam. He took a lot of time away. There's no real surprise to see it banned. Ace, I mean, at this point, it's depressing. If you're an Ace main, I hope you enjoy other ops, because he's never here. In my leagues, in what I've casted in console, he has around a 92% ban rate in the first 2 bans. That is disgustingly sad. I genuinely think I've seen him a handful of times, and I cast, like, I don't know, 4 games a week. I'm at, like, what, 85 games now, I think? 85. 65? But
I mean, I think Ace ban works against, like, non-strategical teams, but teams that have better strats, like, tier 3, tier 2 teams, the Ace ban is not really, like, an effect for them, really, because they could work around it. Console teams, they don't really like to do that. They don't really like to work on strats, so it really affects console more than it does PC.
Jeez, 5.2 Hades in the house. Damn. I don't know. I think 5.2 is a team that 5.2 out of all things stretches just a recruiter. He's not what he used to be, but he's easily one of the best recruiters. I don't know how he keeps a team like that together and working. But I respect the plays, and either way, no matter what you think of the man, good, bad, you hate him, you love him, he's still a top 10 team easily in console league. And you can't even try to debate that. You could argue top 5 very easily. But it's all down to the opinion of the man. Here we do. I think the big thing is we get to see the Obey duo start this time fully on that defense. We get to see Andy's term and a Dexy, show out on their best side first. Maybe get them the little bit of momentum.
Andy's not on Goyo.
I think that just because he was playing Goyo doesn't mean he can. He's still great on other ops here. Much as I hate on him, he's not a one-trick pony. He might be a little bit of an ACOG warrior, but he also went like 12 and he went 13-4 with an ACOG in hand. So, is it really an ACOG warrior?
I mean, this is probably the longest we've gone without a first pick.
Yes, the aggression from these sides has generally been absurd. This has been easily one of the fastest average times for a first pick in probably my history of the entire casting. So, for it to be out there, that's a little bit impressive, I'll give you that.
Andy, running out. Oh.
Once again, the madman's gonna be mad. He might look like well, no, that's not true. He might play like he's mentally crazy. Or on ADHD or Adderall. Maybe both, but he's also one of the best players and has shown that time and time again, so... Damn right. Once again, he finds 2, and...
Yeah.
I'd be more astonished if he didn't drop a double or a triple at this point. He seems to be putting up a performance to say, I am easily the best player in the playoffs, and I want to show that. I want to make myself among the Buddhas, the Quecks, the Popifies, the Believe It or Not Squirtinators, the Charlie Whirlies. I mean, he's averaging like 14 a game.
So many layers, and then you just go Andy Term just running around, catching people off guard.
For once, it does feel like it's being put down 1v2, and it looked like it was up for a little second, and then immediately after, got put right back down. As it feels like I'd be more surprised if there wasn't some dominance from Wolves at this point, as they seem to be very locked in, very ready, and very willing to absolutely demolish Void Gaming right now. Damn. One 5-minute break and I lost half my viewers. Maybe we gotta lower it to like 2 minutes or like 3 minutes. I'm trying to match comp because that's normally what they do. Because that's what I do in like T3 half the time, but I guess not. Okay. Damn. Maybe it's a minute. Maybe a minute break is the play. I can like run up and get a water, and then players can chill for a little bit.
To locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I don't know. Maybe I gotta elongate it so there's like 3-minute breaks only during like BO5s or something.
I just put Subway Surfers at the top.
There's no way. Bro, there's already an episode of a podcast playing. I'm not double screening my entirety of my audience. There's levels to how crazy that is. I'll get something. All right, dude. I'll get something special eventually made for playoffs for SSL. Bro, it's gonna take forever. I gotta talk to all of the kids. Whatever. VizX will probably do it. Zoli will, because it's Zoli. And then Andy's term, I'm pretty sure he's too nonchalant for me. To be entirely fair, I am just a caster, but yeah, I don't think he'd speak to me.
I'm pretty sure on the stream he does respond to chat a lot. Yeah,
but is he really gonna respond to this dude to say, "Hey, I cast SSL. Come make a 2-minute podcast clip for me"?
I tried to recruit him. He's like, "What's voltage?" I was like, "Right."
Hey, he's a top like 45 player on league. I'm saying 45. He's like top 20.
Yeah, I mean he's back on Goyo. He may be like top 10 on Goyo.
Yeah, maybe we just need to back off and. Well, that is not the search you wanted, and I'm not rehosting because it's 45 seconds in, so this round wouldn't matter. But ties are right back up as Swing gets a pretty big one. Yeah. Even those numbers back up despite that. But Zoli's going to make sure the aggression is once again tainted. See one from swing. Andy's turn. At this point, everyone's surprised.
Just back and forth right now.
Back into that 2v2. Make that a 1v2. You have to be almost perfect with your FE here. We've certainly seen clutches, but this early on, I think the momentum matters so much more. As a round like this, a win like this, stopping you from going down 2-0 matters a lot here. And
I mean, he's done it twice. Can he do it the third time? And they do say third chance. What do you call it? Third time is the lucky time? Whatever you call it.
third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time's the charm. There we go.
Well,
Clearly not.
yeah, apparently not tonight, as maybe FE has finally hit his limit of how many times he can absolutely bamboozle the entirety team of Wolves and get him a free round. Instead, we see Wolves go up 2-0, which should be a good thing. I gotta make sure this man gets in before time ends, because to be entirely fair, I'm pretty sure I don't think anyone wants to see him gone. I kind of want to see a full 5v5. I don't
What do
know.
you think Void
Sure.
is doing like wrong right now?
I think that they're actively trying to like deal with the aggression of Wolves instead of playing their own style. I think they're trying to match their aggression by like almost creating nets in how they play.
Attackers need to locate and
Watch how they play their
defuse
players.
Playing
No,
aggressive without thinking.
No, not even. I'll explain it because this is a very complex way, and just sort of what I'm thinking and improvising because of what I saw. Look at how Void plays. They'll generally have players in what I like to call nets. So you'll have one player that's actually doing the aggressive thing, one player that's close enough for a trade, and then a third player that can come back and like regroup for an isolation pick. At least that was last round. That was also unbelievably fast, so it could also be a coincidence, but teams will do that on accident. Well, they'll do it accidentally, and they'll just try to create trades, and they won't actively try to create a net, because the idea is a little bit complex for Console League, let's be honest, but
attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
you know, there are certain ideals and how people play that still transfer over despite the difference between M and K League and Console League.
Yeah.
Also, I'd argue Voltage is one of the best, and also because he had Cells, who was somehow a top 3 entry despite the fact that he was on a relatively lackluster Zave roster. And you, go be dominant, my boy. Go be dominant. Icy finds the first.
The thing about Cell is he's like the exact opposite of Wolf players. He's a good support. He plays really passive. He doesn't swing when he needs to.
Well, at least for keeping trades relatively close. A quick little 1-2. Not necessarily the net I was expecting, which, to be fair, I'm pretty sure is a coincidence. The idea of a net into an entire console team, I'm pretty sure is way beyond them. No hate to console teams, it's just that's super complex to think about when the peak of gaming for console leagues is not enough money to even care. Not that much, but maybe someday. You never know.
I mean, yeah, you got Jinxie, so it's like.
Yeah, I mean, even in Roller Rivals, it's a lot of gun down and the aggression. And apparently we have our second player disconnecting. I'm assuming as. Oh shit, it's me. Oh shit. Can you hear me?
Kind of vocalize what's going on.
Okay, there, sorry.
Really?
I entirely disconnected. So, we're back.
I mean, 2v3. Oh, you're back.
Well, I'm back into hearing things. I'm
Can
joining
you just see
now.
what Thatcher did?
Dog, I left. My game crashed.
Oh,
back
Thatcher,
in.
he was on IC wall. He jumps down the balcony, falls down where
Attackers
the ladder
objective
is.
to defuse a bomb. Attackers recovered the bomb
Big
diffuser.
blunder.
What in the world is going on today?
Question is, what can they do?
15 seconds to go.
Please, please. There we go. We don't get to miss the last couple seconds. We're back. What seems to matter is a 1v3 isn't winnable, and he finishes, and despite the lackluster tech issues. Once again, you're going to see the teams dominate. You're going to see those players always pop up every time. The Obey brothers might not have made playoffs on their own team, but they're sure as shit going to dominate on Wolves. Hey, for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure 5.2 actually feels good about their playoff chances because...
Quick score update on the Senate game. Senate is down 1-4 against Dynasty.
Do you know who won map 1? Or is Dean... Dean doesn't have an...
Won.
Oh, does he have an overlay? Or did you just watch?
No. I asked the match chat.
Oh. Yeah, no.
If you guys care about Pro League, Dark Zero won map 1 against Shopify Rebellion. Holy tongue twister.
I honestly did not expect that. I expected Shopify to take that one away, but...
I think Shopify has not been playing well today, like especially against M80. They weren't doing that well, but
we'll see. I mean, either way, the roster is going to be strong. I don't think that... I'm not worried about them as a team. They have easily one of the strongest rosters on paper. Or maybe this is just the justification to say that Spoit is cursed. He's like the citizen where... He can be amazing, but then he turns out to be, he makes his teams LeBuns. Hopefully not.
He did win a major, so.
Okay, respectfully, that was the definition of enabling. That was more enabling than parents when they say, hey, I want to go buy snacks, and they're like a 16-year-old babe head. Rogue was enabling Spoit to do Spoit things. Did it work? Yes, and that is how you should do things. Will it work literally any other time ever? Probably not. The Spoit, no one is doing Spoit things. At least not consistently.
I'm not wrong. Wolves still have 6 reinforcements.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so slow to and they fully reinforce. Apparently they saw too many
They left connectables.
And that's why they reinforced off. Well, they got punished for their lackluster performance early on. Swing Gab's a bit of a freebie. Hey, getting rid of Soli is always a big thing. I know they're jumping for joy in that room.
Zoli's got pissed. And he turned
well, double for him. Apparently he says, my team is not doing great right now, but don't worry, I exist. I will carry. He is Captain America for this team, which is a little unfortunate that's what you're down to. And that is misaligned, so I don't think that's going to fully go through. Yeah, they misaligned it. This can work. You have to line them up perfectly, and you didn't do so. So now it means you don't get your fancy wall. So again, do you guys not know how to line up? Damn.
I mean, I guess Slenderman could walk through that after this.
Yeah. And you're gonna see Canada. Excuse me. Got a bit of a freebie. But it gets traded up by Jai because once again, I don't know why you're trying to swing them. It's still an MVP candidate. A Dexy grabs one, but a 1v3 is probably not in the cards for tonight. We've seen Effie do it once, but this does not look anywhere near as likely. Once again, maybe 1v3s and 1v4s never do look likely. So
possible though.
Yeah, maybe we see a little bit of fairy dust on the round. Maybe a little bit of that special dust. That sounds like something much worse. My bad.
Got one on pillar wall, one in electrical. Died.
Well, that's one. Maybe looking to find 2 more, get a 4-0, and would be essentially the most dominant. But it will not be flawless. You will not get a 7-0. Your odds are gone, and you're always going to have that little X mark of a 1 round. But it's playoffs. We forgive. We forget. And also probably don't lose because you already have your even half. I'm pretty sure Wolves are jumping for joy because they can afford to lose every single round, still be fine, take a timeout, ice them during the ban phase, and they're probably fine anyways. Unless we see insane comeback and like not even messy, like I don't even know who Optimus Prime levels of like leadership, this is probably cooked. But you never know. I've seen Void do crazier things in my time. And I've only been here since April. There's also a testament to how shaky Void can be. Some days they're easily a top team. Some days they are getting, you know, like they're losing like 7-2 to Humbugs in a scrim. Something's better stay
Looks
hidden.
like they're reinforcing the connector wall this time.
Hey, they learned the second time round. Better than nothing, I suppose. But
They realize if they step off the pedal, they're gonna lose.
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's not how any of this team works. I'm pretty sure what you said is a crime, and a Dex in Andy's turn are now going to be more aggressive in retaliation. No Goyo
See
there.
the alley.
I'm astonished. Appalled. We're not even seeing a Goyo. But don't worry. There might not be a Goyo from Wolves, but there's still aggressive everything from Wolves. Zoli's going to do his thing, and Icy might be the only player on this team that is semi-passive. And that's not saying much, because he'll still go crazy. I've seen this man drop a 3 or 4K in my time, and a rush goes out, and you somehow... You kind of got there. One player... Problem is that if you find this down here, then you had a plan, and it kind of failed miserably because you killed the Warden. You didn't even kill the big utility. However, Effie at least finds one first on the round, first of the match, excuse me. I found it has been a slow day for Void in this second map. You can certainly hope for a little more. And after this, because I have a feeling this game is going to end right before, whatchamacallit, the other one does, I might go raid Dean's game, because, let's be honest, I think we all want to see that to some degree.
Yeah. Love Dean.
Yeah, 30
Amazing
viewers.
caster.
What's the score on that? Can you tell me?
Yeah, just give me
Well, that's happening. Effie's certainly popping it off in sight. Trying to take a little bit more space, give him a little bit more time.
2-5 right now.
Good lord. Who's winning?
Dynasty have defense. Dynasty.
Did they win map 1? Well, Effie closed it out, and for once it feels like there's life in the team, and maybe a chance at an even half as well. Both would be a very amazing thing to have if you are Void. You expected much less, and you might get much more. That is a miracle. Still got one more round to clear. You still got one more you got to do. All right, after this, though, I think... Han, is the team that won map 1 also at 5-1, or is that the other team? For context? Sorry, that might make... All right, who won map 1?
Dynasty, and now they're up 2-5.
They're up 2-5? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, okay, so... Maybe not. I was hoping we might be able to raid their game, but...
Defenders, protect your
Apparently not, folks, as we might be approaching not that. Oh well. All's well that ends well, and hopefully this one's a little bit closer. I'm asking her... I don't know, I kind of did not expect the Dynasty game to even... I didn't expect Dynasty... Wait, Dynasty? They're up. Damn, okay. I'm just putting that into perspective. I did not expect them to go that far, or win. I love Squared. He's a dog, but his team is not that crazy. Not yet, at least. I think they got potential, but... It's like Zave. It's like a lot of the D2 teams right now. They're taking baby steps. Rome was not built in a day. Or 907, as they were Le Bons in D2. But they're back better than ever and also undefeated. So, hey, maybe you need a season to cushion yourself. Also, why I'm very much for it.
I think Senna's roster is pretty good.
I think they have the roster for it. I just don't think that everyone is ready yet. I just feel like you got to have some more time, if that makes sense. You got to spend a little bit more. Hey, Stingray finds the first. Andy's term is gone, and the Obey brothers do not look to be as strong as they were. Certainly not defeated, as I'm pretty sure that would be a crime to say. But if Stingray finds a Dexy... That's his name, Stingray. Sorry, do you want me to come...
win this if they get this round.
Hey, if they can get a 3-3 half, this is a miracle in disguise. I'd be astonished, but you never know.
Oh, ISJ just misses out on Doc. Doc's still playing aggressive, though.
Hey, you're looking for something. I mean, if you're Void, I think at this point you know what you have. You have the numbers. Slow down. You have everything you need. You took what you wanted. You're up numbers in a situation where it looked kind of lost starting off. You have your wish list of bucket items in terms of progression of a round. You have numbers, maybe a little bit less now that Swing goes down and Icy finds another, but
I mean, I think that's... I don't mind the dev by Swing. Now you can just stay on cams. All Void has to do is set up cams, flight cams. Stingray has to call the push, call the shots right now. How they want to attack this, they could drop an animus, go for the plant.
it's only a lot you could do, but you just got to be very, very careful here. Even in a 2v4, Dexy and Canada are not bad players. You might have your shield, you might have numbers, but in games, you can never always account for something with stats. There's always that chance of an X factor, of a clutch, of like hope coming through, and teams persevere.
Did they know Doc isn't an animus though? They might have saw him on the drone.
They might not have, and that's a mistake, and this might be a very dangerous drop if they go for it. Well, they don't. Big numbers advantage. Well, not a numbers advantage, but at least closing the gap. Much needed gap to close is. They really needed that gap.
This is still.
Yeah, I don't know why Andy needs to get his ass back on Goyo. He was in Sand and Cafe. Go right back to it. But in a 2v3, you gotta be perfection. Finding one with Canada is a big deal. But you gotta find Jai. You gotta find at least one of these to stop the post lane from being dominant. Instead, Void. All hope looked lost, but apparently not, as we still have an even half. And a bit of an upset, as I think that started so bad for Void, and then immediately after, they pull it right back. And now we have a game that I think everyone's a little bit more unsure about. I'm not truly sure quite yet. So, glad to see it. I want to see, what are the numbers, I wonder, for Dean?
How many views? I could check. For sure he still has 30.
Oh no, I'm talking about scoreboard as in like who's top fragging and stuff.
Let me check quick. For Senate, Crypto is 3 and 7. Squared is 10 and 6. Vixel is 6 and 8.
Wait.
Control is 3 and 6.
Wait, what?
Stargazer is 6 and 6. So right now, to top fragger is Squared.
Wait, is he casting? What? What game is he casting?
Dean?
Dynasty Senate, or is it?
Yeah, Dynasty Senate. Did you not see the Senate pickup? They picked up 2 CC players.
You said Squirt, so I'm like astonished and confused. Are you telling me Charlie really left you? Squirtinator, the player from Redemption.
No, Squared.
Oh my God, you had me confused. I thought Charlie really left Redemption. I was like, there's no way.
And then MNK is mean is 12 and 7. East Tyrant is 3 and 6 or 4 and 6 now. Can't see his stats anymore because he just won the round.
Need to locate and defuse bombs.
That is not what I expected. I'll give you that. I don't know what I expected, but not Dynasty taking this one out. Hey, whatever. Senate, I'm pretty sure realistically they'll be like kind of like the Texans. They'll slightly improve and then they'll take one big year and like go like 6 and 1, finish top their division, and then be like a semifinals exit to like obey because they're probably going to be nutty again come next season. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I think if they take a big step next season, they could be contenders.
I think they're. I think the issue is that there's different levels of contenders. If you know what I mean. Like, I don't view that. Like, if I respectfully, I don't view you and 907 at the same level. You're like elite, like, and then they're like way up there. Can there still be upsets? Yes. Look at 619 and their run is like what was like the 11 seed. The 9 seed to get their way all the way to playoffs or to finals. There can certainly be things that happen, but bro, what did ISO even just say at me? I'm in the chat for Dean's game, and God damn. ISO is not happy, which, to be fair, he tends to be a little angry. Well, 3-3 half, and a bit of a slow start as these games feel like they kind of always be that way. Not necessarily because it's a bad thing, but I think they need to at this point. Void know that trying to take the head-on fight with literally anyone is a bad idea. Be the annoying piece of crap, and you'll win, maybe.
Yeah, Samurai takes damage.
But
Jay with the first
a Dexy goes down, and a bit of an unfortunate fight. You lose a pretty important player, but immediately after, you see Canada, Andy's turn, pick up a quick 1-2. Raptors essentially closed in on and dominated. Now, numbers aren't so strong. Zoli picks up another big one, but that one-player advantage is still kept by Wolves. Brought right back by Swing.
Void could still win.
They certainly can, but this if they want to try to go for a post plan here, it's going to be a hard one to do.
And they
but not today, as we see.
From statistic-wise, when Void doesn't die in the first minute, Void wins the round. So if Wolves don't get the first pick in the first minute, or nobody does, Void has won the round.
And I think they're starting to realize that aggression, if they can stop that, they have a way to win this round. That's the key to this round, is just literally just hiding away. Being a stowaway is your way to win it. It's your way to pull all this off, and it's your way to probably win the upset here if you're Void. And I know they don't have a coach, and I will not be telling them this, because hear me out. I coach Voltage in timeouts. I know. Too nonchalant. T3 coach. Got us. I'm coaching like so many different teams concerning. I coach a T3 team, my glorious Kings Wise for Wild Boys. I coach one comps team because Brian said I could. Love you, Pooks. And then yeah, maybe I gotta help Voltage with VOD reviews. Maybe that's what takes them to the competitive level. I like the top tier. Yeah. Oh. I'm honestly surprised we're just seeing this much of a bit of a revelation from the side of Void. As I'd agree that, you know, they needed to, you know, counter this aggression by being the scariest players on the planet, but I didn't expect them to really do that, honestly. I expected them to gotta keep trying to do what they're doing and fail, but instead we see a relatively good thing. Hey, you should tell Dean to raid my stream when his game is done. Pretty please.
I got you.
Yay. Maybe the influx of like 50 viewers. Hey, I'd be glad to take them. I'll take them off your hands. Don't worry. No worries. I'll take them right off your hands. All jokes aside, actually relatively strong start here. Might be a little bit slow, but once again, I think that's how Void want it to be. All you gotta be careful of is this Deimos is. He's going to be strong no matter what you do, and there's a reason for that. I think a team like Wolves is gonna not thrive, but they're certainly gonna benefit from the aggression that, you know, a Deimos can certainly provide.
Yeah.
However, Jai might have a good smart angle here, as all it takes is one good look. He finds it, and now we see Swing, Jai grab a quick 1-2 and bring themselves 2 players ahead. You have main wall open, so
it's gonna be hard to sell this, honestly.
You got to be very smart here. Wolves certainly have the numbers, I think. Or not the numbers, but I think they have the post plan if they're smart. But
What they do with the verts. You have Ash all the way upstairs and he terms lurking.
the problem is I don't think you have the players to lurk here. You have a total of, what, 3 bodies? Or yeah, sorry, 2 players, and one of them is upstairs lurking. Shots being fired at him. He does a bit of an escape to run away, but he's being hunted down. You need to find one here, but instead Void seem to maybe have the number of wolves, and I think a bit of a shocker. We're seeing not even a better version of Void or Revitalized. This is something better than we've seen in the first map, I'd argue. It's a big step up here. I think they're glad to have it. They needed that big push to, you know, try and go for a map 3 and hopefully stave off any overtime. But
I hope Void do win these next few rounds, get a big upset on map 3. What is map 3, layer?
yeah, that would be the one where neither of these teams have too much experience. We'd be going in blind.
No, first game I've ever watched Void play was on layer, matter of fact, and they did destroy the other team. I forget who it was. But
Pretty sure it was. Wait, are you talking about like this season?
It was not that long ago. I'm pretty sure it was this season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this season. It was against like Humbugs or something. So maybe not the greatest benchmark. Don't quote me on that. It's not bad. We're pulling in good views on YouTube at least. 300 views in a video. Oh, hey, 2,000 on a short. We're doing not ass. We'll take it.
Always swing coming in big for Void.
Yes, he is literally their light and day, and apparently he's trying to imitate the shotgun king himself, Charlie Worley. He might be an amazing player, but good lord, does he use that Legion shotgun. He has, I'm pretty sure his team, against them, they increased the ban rate of Legion by like 22%. 23?
I remember playing them on Chalet, and oh my lord. The old ban system, the Legion shotgun was so annoying.
A party of 6? Damn, man. They all left fast. I almost feel sad. But I'm glad to have a couple more.
Zioli finally droning.
I'm sorry, what? Zoli droning? That alone is an accomplishment. Oh my god. He does that? No, straight up, I genuinely haven't seen him drone the entirety of this BO3 so far. Like, he genuinely does not drone.
Now he just has a teammate to drone him. Oh.
Well, swing for the shotgun swing, and well, maybe not always swinging works, as they trade damage almost equally, which is honestly a bit impressive. C4s go out and...
By that standards of Zioli getting droning, I think they're taking this a little bit more serious.
I think Wolves realize that this is no longer a surefire game. They really got to lock in here and try to close the 2-0 if they want it. Map 3 layers, not the play, but instead the swing.
Sure, yeah, I don't feel like they would be confident.
I think the confidence they started with is gone. Effie playing the long range here into electrical.
Stingray missed shotgun.
Shots being traded. Once again, you're just looking for anything here. Dexi's low as ever at 3v4, so the numbers are still in your way, but you got to be perfect here. You cannot afford a single body. Dexy is low. Zoli is low. Icy in Canada might have a good position here, but there's a lot you got to do. And see another man go down in a seriously big one, leaving yourself in possibly a 1v3 if you're not careful. Effie's sitting in the corner, and he might not know. Adexi. It seems like we might be going to a map 3 here as we're closing this. Well, this one does not look to be closed out, and Void have the number, and they understand.
Always comes up clutch. He's been clutch so many times in this BO3. It's incredible.
This is a scary team.
He might not show it, but he's been impactful.
I think that sometimes a lot of the players on Void, they're not always going to be shown an impact. I think a lot of Wolves players are done by impact because they're not a super strategic team. But you're still going to see a lot of true player. That was what it was, okay. Is your phone fine?
Yeah.
What the oh my god. Sorry. MVPs for the match. We have Adexi at 192 EPS, +4 on the trade differential, but he is 1 for 2 on entries, so maybe not the greatest entry player, but he's still putting in some good work. Whatever. It's not the numbers we need. I'm just glad you're here, Dean. Watch what looks to be a little bit of a better game, as the first one. The first one was not looking so dominant. 129 seconds of delay. We are delayed today, folks. That disconnection really did hurt me. Swing with one of the weirdest EPSs at a 259. I don't think I'll see that again. But otherwise, a very dominant. I think the Void team is revitalized, and I think that couple minute break that we have in between maps. These two players get stuck on the door. Everyone's trying to run in to do something, but we see that Void, I think, after those couple minute timeouts, you know, it was 5 minutes where they can truly think. And I think that we saw, as a team, they understood we got to learn how to deal with this aggression. And I think that it took some time to get in there and really get done, but we're seeing a much better Void. And Wolves might have won the first one, but
Wolves went up 3-0, and then they just let go. They just stopped being passionate, and then Void took advantage of that, took the momentum, and kept on gaining on it. They won 6 runs in a row, if I'm not wrong.
That's why I always say against any of the teams that I coach or I've ever played with is you have to. I don't care if you're winning 6-0 against Humbugs. You finish it out and you put all your passion in, because you don't want to give any team hope. You want to make sure it's gone, because now you're giving a team like Void players here that are definitely strong enough to work on that. They're not a bad team that I'm worried about. They're a scary, genuinely annoying team, and you're giving them a feeling that they might have this one. They might still have a chance. They might still have even a sliver of hope to do something with this game. But Icy finds a bit of a freebie as Amonte gets a good ping. Coverage damage is going to be traded out as Cade is putting himself in.
Finally locking in, especially with Andy on Monty.
It might be the case that they are locking in, but I think it's too little, too late. We're gonna see, I think, the map 3. What we were all hoping for in the very end is, finally some longer maps. I'm also gonna lower the break time to 2 minutes because apparently y'all do not like long breaks.
If y'all didn't see that, K places K charge. Shoots are great.
Well, they at least got something, but the 2-brow is still going to be there, and Icy finds a pretty big one, as 2-brow tricking the wall apparently cost him his life this time, and they understand now what they have to do. The wall's going to go open. Still going to have players obviously play around it, but 2 men up. Make that into 1. You still have 1 low. You need to be perfect here if you're Wolves trying to win it. You get a big C4 here. You lose Canada. Your numbers are going down even more. It's match point. You cannot afford to dwindle. Show that you belong on this stage. Show that you deserve to finally go on and fight 5.2. Damage isn't going to do it. You're going to need to find that pick. You cannot let time dwindle down. As a down goes out, it's a 1v3. Andy's term is going to have to go nuclear on his shield here if he wants it. Gonna have to show out that he truly is worthy of it, and not tonight is...
And Void win!
We go to map 3.
Map 2.
Dominant. 7-2. Or 7-3, excuse me.
This is Sprays, and this is the Counting Cards Podcast Week 1. Today we have with us Brian from Wild Boys.
Hello.
Leader. Let's start simple, though. Who are you?
My name's Brian. I am the CEO/chairman of the Wild Boys organization /LLC.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's look to the past.
Okay.
So, how did you start the org? How did it come to be?
How did I start the org? Well, funny enough, one day I was sitting there with a group of friends at this place called Twin Peaks, and one of my friends mentioned Jinxie, and I was like, Jinxie, who the fuck is that? So they pulled up his Twitch, and we were watching him, and he said something about like a $50,000 game. I was like, what? There's no way. So me going into Discord and going around, I went through the main R6 server on Discord, and then I got recruited by forgot what org it was, but some small org where me, Knight, and Toxic, or when we get farther into the podcast, they'll become relevant, recruited me to go play with them. Well, we joined this org together, and we were sitting there, and I was like, oh, okay. Learning on how leagues work, on who runs things. I was like, I want to do this. So one day I was like, yo, Knight, Toxic, if I make an organization, will you guys join? And they were like, hell yeah. And now that's the beginning of Wild Boys right there.
How many teams do you have in the beginning?
Okay. So in the very beginning of Wild Boys, I didn't understand on how necessarily comp worked. I thought as if I get 5 players, I have a team. I didn't understand that you had to have the best of the best, or they all had to be champ. So me, Knight, and Toxic, decided to make 23 teams, and Wild Boys.
He's got to start it. You got to add him. I cannot. Because apparently, connection issues aside, it's been a close one. We had a bit of a surprise. Map 1 as Wolves pull out a much better comeback, and apparently we got to respond with that in force as we see Void, a team that generally isn't seen to able to do that much.
Void wants defense, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I can. Well, I can't change it. That's there. I'm not the one to do it. You got to ask Rahist. See, someone got to add him. But dominance on one side, and it seems that we're trading blows with the momentum. We see 5 rounds straight by one man to bring them to a close game on Cafe. Next game, 7 rounds straight. That's something out of a miracle run. This feels like I'm like watching, I don't know, something that is much beyond a wild card, essentially. Where's Rahist? He's got to realize that he's the leader of this match.
Nah, he did. We're just waiting on
okay. Run it. Come on, man. Everyone's excited for these.
What do you think the score is going to be for this match?
I think we're going to see Wolves pull it out in a nail biter. I think it's going to be like 8-7. First bands go out. Any guesses?
I think maybe a ace, maybe a Thatcher.
What's the issue? Yikes.
I don't really know. They might target ban somebody.
Pause. I can't pause. It has to be them. They can do bans, obviously, but like... Bro, we might have a tech pause here at the literally worst time. I just added everyone in the match chat. I'm gonna get something for that. Well, folks, as much as I would love to have this banger of a game carry out, it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a tech pause because this is still Siege. Well, we're back after a bit of a slow one.
Apparently, Shucks was not in the game.
What do you mean he's not in the game? He's literally in the game.
And Void was supposed to be on defense.
Well,
Another Rio's incoming.
another one. Okay, this one I'm not. I refuse. We're not gonna go on tech pause. Y'all have seen tech pause long enough, my friend. I hate tech pauses. You hate tech pauses. We all hate tech pauses. Look at R6's official esports. I'm pretty sure they go through 12 different tech pauses a day. Why can't I leave the... There we go. Well... When in doubt, don't trust me to make a game. I'm getting flagged for that one. 3 a.m. player. Whatever, tell them to shit talk later. They can complain when they're in the game. I'm not dealing with this again. We're not having someone else host because none of you know how to do it correctly.
Is there an infinite OT on this one?
Wait, oh my god, what? Hold up. Development, Miami might play. I didn't think he was playing. Wow, we might get... oh my god. Holy shit. Okay, so this is like a big step up because like... That's actually a big deal. Oh my god. That's actually a good player that's gonna maybe sub in if they even let the man. Wait, they can. Yeah, they can. If he's asking to play, then I guess... I mean, technically it doesn't break any rules because he never started a round. Technically, there's no real rule for that, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be the one to challenge that. Okay, I actually invited all of them. I don't know why it's so slow.
Into casting. I'll invite them.
Control. And we all trickle in, I say, as when in doubt, there's going to be a couple of technical issues. Okay, let's switch this now because I'm not dealing with this later. Wood Gaming is on that. OT, there we go. Everyone's happy. Well, not really, but yeah. Well, the prediction is up, so at minimum, that should be doable, I think. Or not, I guess it didn't show. Who's winning map 3? Who do you see winning map 3?
Like I said, I think Void has because this is more of a strat map. And I think Void do have some strats on this map. But I think it's going to be close. Maybe a 7-5. Void. Maybe we might see OT.
There we go. Now there is a prediction up as we speak. Finally, I put that up way too long. I want to see these predictions roll in as the viewers have gone way down. Rest in peace. That's what happens when there's a tech pause. I walked into that one, to be fair. I'm pretty sure I kind of caused that. Whatever. The 2-hour stream and me being severely... Where is... There we go. I am so tired. It was my second cast of the night. First one was, okay. First of these suckers was a relatively long co-cast with, that one league that Fed's team is in. Baller Invitational, that's what it's called. Yeah, we're good. Had to make sure. You're not messing it up again.
Go. Hopefully all teams are in Discord. Stupid game chat glitch.
Well, love it or not, I'm pretty sure my shit talking is getting threats, so I guess I'm doing something right, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just kidding. We love all of our players. Even some of the ones that might be a little bit more disgraced. I'm looking at you, Runner. But otherwise, we love most of our players. Yeah, I'm also pretty sure I've confused Miami beyond any point of existence. But we do actually see the Thermite, which is a bit of an oddball. Normally see the Ace Band, but I'd argue that Wolves, they're getting pretty good. They're getting a good counter pick here. Ban away the easy one. Make sure your roam clear is miserable, and I think the mute is a massive blunder though. Like arguably one of the biggest ones.
Shopify are up 6-3 right now on this exact map layer.
What is with the layer or not layer? I'm thinking about like 3 other maps. Is it crazy that I'm listening to Good or What's Good from Tyler the Creator in the background? No, it is not.
Not really. He doesn't listen to music while playing Siege.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I try not to, as at least I'll do it during break time, but like games I never do. Setup wise, this looks to be basic default with a Clash extension. I kind of hoped we'd see a little more for it being such a prestigious game, but I can't complain. It's not like I was expecting the Tachanka to come out from the Asian territories. That is a very common Asian strategy, popularized by PSG Talon. So thank you, man, Fabian, for that strat, and it's actually a pretty damn good one, to be fair. When in doubt, trust absolute dogs to make absolute insane strats. Like using the literal worst, like worst ever operator. Well, as of current.
I do love Clash. I think Clash is a very underrated operator. I think everybody should be running Clash. She's just a better shield. Like, for example, like Frost Shield, I think we should replace that with Clash. She's just too overpowered. We can move the shield and everything.
I think that it's not because she's bad, it's because comps teams aren't sure how to use her quite yet. She's a very hard out to use at the high level. Like T3 uses her like every second. She's either banned or like a lot of teams have a hard trick on her. They'll have the shield player or the entry player play it because you can be so aggressive off of it.
Like during team ranked, I love to use her a lot, and like I get so many messages.
Yeah, no, it's not exactly a fun op to go against, but it is amazing. So, hey, winner's got to win, and there's a grand on the line if you win it out. So. Does it really matter if you use a crazy op? No, it does not. That's a trick question. But Buck, it does have a good semblance of an idea here. Shoot the dude from below. Problem is that he doesn't know where, and you have a lot you have to try to shoot out. The pre-fire from Jai goes a bit awry, and kills go as a flurry. Adexi ends it off, and a big advantage for Wolves here. Started off. Maybe looking for a full round. Much better performance as a team that looked very aloof in that first couple, and that second map really just seems to apparently have rejuvenated, at least maybe a little. Because when they win big. That is actually a true thing. Most of Obey and Wolves, when they win, they generally win with like 3 players alive. I think it's like 2.5.
Looks like they're gonna drop the Clash here. Do I agree with it?
Honestly,
Not
no.
really.
I think that you need to keep that Clash. You need to keep some form of anti-shield and like space holding for the team that is this aggressive. You can't afford to just give that up. I think we're gonna see that's gonna bite them in the ass pretty significantly. Come, not even probably. 2-3 rounds ahead, I think we're going to see that they need to keep that way of holding space. If Void want to win this, they need to just try to hold them back as much as they can. You have to do that by slowing everything down. So by bringing the Goyo, the Tachanka, the Clash, the, I don't know, Smoke maybe?
Just a lot of layers. A zombie took a good one. A Rooney.
I'm actually surprised we didn't see Nizami this round. I think that would have been a big help. To be fair, using a
reinforced operational wall. I think they're playing too heavy on operational side.
5 seconds to go.
They just double reinforce and give it up.
I'm not against that idea, honestly. I think it's not a bad idea, but I don't think we'll see that. I think that this team exists. No, I think that they want to say that they exist and they want to be able to try to counter the aggression straight up and, you know, fight back. But at the end of the day, that isn't how you win these. You win these by being the biggest wimp on the planet. You win them by being scared to fight. Because you're not beating this core in a gunfight. I don't think any of them are losing it. Maybe we see Jai beat like Icy. Well, the aggression aside, apparently we very much know where they're coming from. Is they're starting to show their fangs. However, our Bravo drone very early on lost is a bit of a blunder, I think, where you need to kind of keep those behind. You have extra drones, but for the very end there. Instead, you see a pretty pivotal piece of utility. It could get rid of those echoes, could get rid of maybe a couple of things.
Below. You might get in a gunfight with Benny.
It's all up to how good these pings are. It's so close, but sadly that closeness isn't going to matter for any damage here. Shucks with a big one, though. And double on the round. It's apparently he finds the good cutoff, catches them both, and maybe Wolves do have this one locked and might be back and forth for a series. But
a little bit aggressive, see if you get a pick, maybe 2. Get some more. Watching his main stairs.
You need to keep the numbers up here. Why would you look away? You cannot do that in a game like this. You cannot afford to just look away and play passive against a team like that. And we're going to see that. Now we're going to see you're giving Wolves room. You're giving them time. You're giving them what they want. And you're giving them the fuel to flame that aggression. That's a terrifying thing to deal with.
I mean, last map, Wolves did go up 3-0 and then just get 7-0. Mainly because they lost momentum. They started selling, not being, you know, not doing default, like reinforcing connector wall for some reason, and then we just gained the momentum. But I think this time's gonna be a little different. I think they're gonna stay locked in for the full 7 rounds.
You just got to be very careful. You cannot afford to lose even a body, I'd argue, in a game like this. How did that Shopify game end? Do you know?
It's gonna be map 3.
Well, who won that?
7-3, I'm pretty sure.
Hi.
They're not the Chalet. Chalet, I got trouble.
Well, for any of you that do not know, Dynasty did pull it out, if I'm not mistaken, in a dominant 2-0 fashion. So, any Dynasty fans are glad to have that one tonight. But whoever wins is gonna.
I signed by them as their social media manager.
Who?
Yeah, they signed me as their social media manager.
Dynasty or SSL?
Yeah, Dynasty.
They have a social media?
Nah, I just made one. I saw them out. They had.
Oh. You gotta get a graphics person. You gotta get like Julia to do it. She a dog.
Yeah, I was just trolling. I'm not gonna lie.
But trust, they need some social media, bro. They're LeBuns. They could use some of that. Oh, Abolish, what's up? Got the Hall of Fame players in here.
You know, I'm like Abolish's favorite shield player.
Alright. Well, a good hold and quick little... Apparently 1, 2, 3 here as we see massive loss from Void. And maybe they try to hold sight here, but it's not going to be an easy one if they do. And a shotgun in hand. It's not the greatest odds. You need to be perfect. We've seen Effie win 1v3s, but you're gonna need to play perfection here. You cannot afford to lose a single player.
He might be perfection.
Yeah, excuse me. Maybe he is. Maybe this is some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure kind of perfection.
Once, he might do it again.
Maybe we do see miracles. However, you're gonna have to beat Shucks, and we've been in this situation before. The same one. This is one that Effie or Shuck whiffed. All it takes is one good shotgun
No,
shot.
he's close.
He won't know. I don't. The pre-fire though. Wolves understands and will hunt him down. As might be a little bit closer, but a 3-0 start.
Right there, the Warden rotated back to site. Legion stayed upstairs. They were not coordinated right there. I think Warden, if Warden stayed upstairs, brought the fight to them, I think they would have won that round easily.
My question is, can they handle when it comes to that second half? If they can get 5-1 or 6-0 even, this game is probably over. But at the end of the day, we've seen some big comebacks tonight. Maybe we're poised for the comeback of the year in our first playoff game. You know, where I'm probably going to cast, I think, literally all of the playoff games except like ones that are the exact same timings.
Yeah, you and Dean. Dean's a funny caster.
Dean's funny, but he doesn't even cast. I don't know why. Like, I'd love to have him on as a co-caster sometimes.
He just trolls. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see these motherfuckers swing.
Shit, I do too, man. I do too. Sup, Nike?
Need to locate and defuse
And we got everybody. We got half the people that are actually good at the game or run half of Siege comp are all here. I am not pulling in 40 viewers, but I enjoy what I have. My cute little pool of... That sounds so wrong. Oh my god. Ooh, my cute little pool of viewers. That sounds... Nah, maybe I gotta commit to the bit at that point. Honestly, though, I'm very excited to see whoever wins this out, because 5.2 might be a strong team, but I think they're a beatable team. And would it be ridiculous to see that, oh no, the hyper-aggressive team with the other Obey players beats out 5.2 in the upset? That would be something to watch, and I think a bit funny. You're going against Redemption or X-Force, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Redemption.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I see X-Force doing literally anything but losing 2-0. You never know. I mean, upsets do happen, but like...
Never know, yeah.
X-Force was a
might
team...
drop like 30
yeah.
kills.
X-Force is probably one of the weakest teams because they just don't even have experience yet. OP Chip is an amazing person, and I love him. He's nice, but like, his team is not there yet. Voltage might have a quick and easy path to the semis, but might not be the same for everyone else here. Is the round of
I feel confident against Redemption. Definitely gonna ban that Legion Shotgun.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. When the Legion Shotgun is on, I'm pretty sure Charlie averages like 16 a game, so good idea. Good idea. But a lurk up and maybe, just maybe, Swing finds a couple here. But it's kind of all going to be dependent on how much Wolves gives up. Because we do need to see some type of rejuvenation for this team. Because if we see the current Void...
Or strategizing something.
Well, at least know where they're sort of coming from. The push is certainly there. It's just a matter of time. Swing with a big double takes the vert, and easily one of the biggest ones. A bit of a whiff onto the shield player, but you have verticality. You have the one thing that they could hold over you now. Play back, play safe, and apparently that's not in his vocabulary. As he finds a triple, maybe even a quad here if he can catch out the final. He might know, and
Swing is about to swing.
A bit of a whiff, but we certainly know where.
Doesn't really matter though. He did get 3 picks this round.
We're gonna need to see Icy play at a level he's never touched in this game, and hey, we've seen it done with FA. We've seen it done with so many players tonight where they're able to just clutch it out despite their issues, despite their concerns as a player, and you never know. However, there's a lot you gotta do. You gotta prove a lot here. Not tonight though, as Jai make sure finally Void get their first. And maybe a bit of a slow start, but I'm pretty sure that hasn't seemed to matter.
They need.
That's the scary thing though, is what if Void uses a timeout? What if, we come into this and they're ready? Because I don't think you can ever truly count out either of these teams. And I think we've kind of seen that, where they'll come back 4, 5, 6 rounds. The stat board, no matter how ridiculous, is still winnable for either of these teams, I think. That's a beauty of this current
Void
matchup.
is a little bit hesitant on which site, though. Thinking about bunks or upstairs?
That's not a surprise. I think that they're just trying to. They have nerves like anyone else. You're in the final map of a BO3 that determines if you have a chance to win $1,000 as a team. There's a reason you're going to be a little nervy. The question is, can you overcome that and actually still persevere and play good? So far, we've seen Wolves have been iffy, Void have been iffy. Both sides have shown that they can play at a top level and they're able to hang with those good teams, but it's been flashes. That's an issue, is you can't afford to be flashes when you're going against the Obeys. Which was not in this case.
That
again.
right there is showing me like when they can't pick say it's like they're not really following their leader, like they're not like trusting their IGL. They're like a little bit like, should we do this or this? Like
I honestly
IGL. Like if you see a team like Shopify Rebellion, they're gonna do as Canadians say to do. They trust in them.
I don't necessarily think that it's even the players, or it's not like the players are not following their IGL. I guarantee you it's because the IGL has nerves. You can be as ready as you are, but I guarantee you this is his first time ever playing with this much on the line. He's not used to this bright lights. And that's fine, but you gotta realize that as a team, and realize you gotta show up to that.
I mean, that's why tripping is so important to the team.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, even when he's not here, he's still proving that he's still a big part of this team. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, he was on a call with the guys beforehand. Zoli with the first pick and a big round here. If they can quash any sort of redemption arc, any sort of big win here to bring it back, you might have yourselves a done deal.
Back to not droning, and it works out.
Zoli with
Maybe
a double.
You should never drone.
Yeah. At this point, don't even give him Hadron. Just make everyone else do it because he's ready for it. 2v4, and you might be able to finally find one guy, but I don't think I see Stingray doing this much here. There's a lot he has to do, and not in time. Not even able to beat the one man. Pretty good clip to entirely fair, but you got to be very careful if your Void is that match point is looming over your head, and this can only go on so long. Maybe make it infinite overtime, and we can play. And if you ever want to see nerves, go into what I generally doing during grand finals, and I'll probably force it, is a VC check. So you can go in during grand finals and during like those overtime match points, and you can like hear the actual IGLs and everyone figuring it out. You'll hear even players like Stretch, even like the top players, genuinely hesitate. They'll never be truly sure. And that's amazing to me. You get to see people like that just are always, they're unsure. There's beauty in that, in my opinion.
And then the screaming after they win the round.
Bro, I need to do it. Is we need to clip. I'm gonna probably see if I can make a small promo for the season, and I need it to be a reaction to winning the entirety of the thing, the full thing.
Like, did you see Canadian when they played DZ in the last game of the season, or was it the second last game, and Canadian just saying "fuck you, fuck you."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Against Dark Zero.
Yeah, you dropped me. Fuck you. That was iconic.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, it certainly fits with his personality. I don't know. In this game, we've seen players in everything go so many different ways so fast. Do you see this going the same way? Do you see, everything shifting just like that?
I think Wolves got their confidence back. They're not even like, Zioli's not even droning. It's gonna work out somehow, some way. But I think if Void does not win this round, I don't think they really have a high chance of winning the game.
We can say what we want about chances, but I feel like this team, in every single game, we're proving that those matter a lot, but those are never truly guaranteed. This aim might hit him, though. Barely dodging. Big first pick for Void to finally put in some fight here. They have to. They have to show that they can hang with them. 2 big picks, and Stingray might be able to find a couple more, but he's going to be entirely by himself here. He's going to force a fight that is not in his advantage.
He's going to go peek a little bit, try to make his bullets.
You have to be perfect. Because if you lose, it's all over. If you lose, the space is gone and everything's coming at him. He grabs one at minimum, traded right back out in a 4v1. Once again, you see that. Never, ever, ever bet on one of these teams losing, because you'll watch your opinion be lost immediately. See a long angle being held, but if you're icy, this one is probably over and you know it. Best thing you can do here is run back, use that minute 30 to take a tack time out here and just kind of regroup as a team. But instead, he's going to swing and icy and Effie. They get a trade, and Void once again showing a little bit of life left, showing that there's still something in there. They ain't done yet. Not this early.
You know, I just had a crazy idea. What if Clash, when she electrifies,
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's never happening, bro. That sounds miserable, bro. You know what? We're gonna make a new prediction. Are we going to overtime? You see it?
Not yet.
10 minutes. Wait, why 10 minutes? No. I gotta make it much shorter. I just forgot. First bans, you see your shields go out of the way. These teams now want to deal with the shield. So, yeah, like...
Target banning Shucks.
Banning their shield is perfectly fine, and banning for Shucks is also not a bad idea. He's still a really good roamer at buying time. But when in doubt, you get rid of 2 shields, and Monty pops her right back up.
I think Monty is the best shield. Like, honestly, especially for console, the passive shield is the best.
I would agree it's up there.
The other team's ear, and then just baiting, and then your team just swings and gets killed.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I think you just got to be very careful, because... No, what are you gonna say? No,
I
you
think
go first.
console players, like, we need more like console shield players. Like, shields are like such a good meta.
They're a good they're a good meta, and there's like a handful of teams that play them good. I think it's good because you'll see. I almost call it elitism, where the players that can truly dominate, and you'll see that, but they'll never be these players that are like truly defining their teams. They'll just be the big thing in the background that you'll never realize. Because they'll never drop 15. Yeah. Like Zave has a like Zave Esports has a good shield player, but what does that matter when your team is a little bit unstable by itself? Know what I mean? It's all in perspective here. Now you need to hopefully see a bit better perspective if you're Void, because you cannot afford to lose another round. You don't want to go down 3. You want to keep this as close as you can, win this either in regulation or bring this bitch to overtime. And that is how you ruin any chance of sponsorships. Don't worry. A wee 16-year-old like me is not exactly getting sponsors anytime soon. But back to the more important lesson of the game is don't give up anything, because we're seeing the Monty very glad to take all of that space, and Adexi gets burned with the fire. Swain gets another big one onto Andes, and the Obey brothers are low. They might have popped off in that first map.
I really don't like those heddles by main bridge.
I think they're very risky as the issue. You're kind of doing it all or nothing.
Reinforce it and just ban it direct.
We do see a trade. We do see that Nook go down. Make that 2 as Zoli grabs 2 big ones, and still a great chance here for him. You always just got to be careful. Just feel like you never truly know. Sharks getting that shots from below. There's always that big clack looming down on you if you're Void, where even down in numbers, the time is always going to be your worst enemy. Is you see just wind down, and you might find none, but wolves heating back up, and you're adding fuel to the monster that hunted you down map 1. You really want to reawaken that? You want to go back to that? Because apparently Void would prefer to go back to dark times, as we see Void struggling, and yet one side is certainly putting in the work to try to end it now.
Score coming in. My team Voltage just 7-0'd Miami Neon.
Oh, in what league? What league?
In Lunar Paid.
I haven't casted Lunar League since Grand Finals. I'm gonna be
There's
honest.
actually up 0-2.
I don't know.
First 0-4 on attack.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Grand Finals. I'm gonna have like the largest list of guests and casters during those like 3, 4, or 5 minute breaks. Like, I don't think you understand how big of a... I'm gonna get... This is the hopeful list, so let's keep it on the down low, because I don't know. Brian said he might, in which case, thank you. Actually, no, he said he probably would. I'm probably gonna try to get... Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah, Brian's really chill, actually. He probably would, even if it wasn't. But, I'm probably gonna get Scissor. Probably gonna get at minimum 1 or 2 Hall of Famers. I'm probably gonna see if I can get Vizix if he's not actively in Grand Finals. I want him to have a little piece on the pressure of Grand Finals when he's been to the most, if I'm not mistaken, with 3 Grand Finals appearances. When in doubt, expect him to almost constantly seem to be in there. You know what? Good for him. Dominance as a player.
I mean, it looks like Wolves are not. They're just going for guns right now. Surprised Icy doesn't have a Legion shotgun.
You just gotta be careful here, I think. You cannot, like, if you are Void, losing a pick may as well be the end of your game. You cannot afford to give a pick to a team that's already so aggressive. Because then they'll double swing. Then they'll spend everything they have at one person, and they will hunt you down. We see the same thing being done as we see a Jackal on, and Andy's term is very aware of the fact that he is no longer safe. And he's gonna have to fight that hard one, but gets a nice kill on the swing and getting the first one for the round.
I mean, he did go 13 and 1 on Cafe when he was.
Stingray with a 1 to tie it right back up. You cannot feel... none of these rounds ever feel safe. I think that's just how this plays goes. Icy Andy's big double there. Stingray needs to find this here if he wants to have good odds of winning. You need to try to get these numbers back together. Effie could be the man to do it, but there's a lot that has to. It's a 1v4 and...
Yoli with the final kill.
You just gotta suddenly question...
Round, or we might stay here forever.
Void now on the entirety of everything. All that's left is them.
Pushing chat. What's up, Push? Push is definitely one of my favorite players on Voltage.
I would certainly agree. I mean, he's a great player.
Great player, funny, goofy. Love to bully him.
Damn, okay.
Not really bully, but troll.
We were a little rude about it, too.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
But no, the passion he brings and everything he does for the team is like... Sometimes I'm waiting for fans to definitely one of my best players.
Hey, listen, I might officially, technically be under... I might be casting, you know, the team of Wolves and... I might technically be under Wild Boys, but that does not mean they're safe from my shit talking. Don't worry, me and Zoris are actually relatively nice to each other. The banter stays banter.
Yeah, the comp scene has really like... It's really close and it's everything.
I think that's also it's its curse and it's what makes it fun. It has its issues, but those issues are also very much within the same people. But enough of that. Now Wolves trying to vie for an end now, a dominant win, and maybe a little bit odd to end it, but you can get the win here. You can go on and be ready to fight the monster of 5.2 to, you know, to the next day. Fight one beast tomorrow and expect the other.
Our shit is being aggressive. Might get a pick. He's acting like Zioli without a drone.
And Jai knows it too. He knows that he has to try to push this aggression and try to push the pen. He has to show out and prove that his team can even hang.
Does he know he's...
Promise he doesn't know Spoofer. Jesus, Zoli grabs a big early pick.
Zioli and he gets killed by Zioli.
It's never over till it's over. That should feel like it's the quintessential thing about this team, but just gotta be careful. I saw a team come back from 5-1 just before this. I casted that game too. Damage on the shock certainly helps, but there's so much you have to do, and time's just gonna wind down if you're not smart.
The mute swinging.
Makes it even more dangerous is
on envy on that one.
time is the thing that's gonna fight you here. It's a 5v2. You need to see miracles from Swing and Rahist. You need him now and more than ever.
Oh, TK.
Swing has to play perfection here. He can't afford to even lose one pick. A 1v3, you need to pull it out now. Even any damage is going to lose you the game. You have to be smart about your swing here. Don't over-aggress. Don't give him more than you need. Everything down to that last little bit. You hope to not make it this close. You hope to give yourself cushioning, but Zoli from behind. He might have it all here. And it's done. Zoli pulls it out. Wolves move on and must prepare to fight the monster 5.2 next week.
GG's.
Hell of a game. Also, I'm going to talk to Wolves right after. In a
Team chat.
interview, yeah. I don't get to do a podcast episode unless it's the grand finals team. Just my own rule. Okay. Now, hop in a game chat real quick. Funsies. My favorite time. Oh, Wolves.
I'm not wrong. Game chat's broken.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot. Bro, can't even do that. No fun.
The general.
Oh yeah, I guess. Wolves.
In SSL chat.
Man, I can't even do it in here. Whatever. Take what you can get, folks, because I gotta go to the other VC now, because when in doubt, expect PlayStation to be bugged. One buggy mess. Where is it here? Where is right chat?
Your phone ringing. Your phone ringing.
You didn't hear that. Adexi. Well, that's one. Let's get more than one. Pretty, please. I'm gonna have to cast half your games anyways. No, seriously, I'm gonna have to cast like most of the games. Ain't even nonchalant no more. Nothing. Damn. It's truly nothing. Am I gonna end it abruptly tonight? Really?
Yo.
Yeah, there we go.
Whatever. That'll
What
do.
up?
Hey, good game, guys.
Yeah,
Now what I want to
like
ask
they-
is, you looked a little streaky, but you got there in the end, and now you have to face the two-headed monster of 5.2.
They fucking suck.
Hey, I'd be
We
glad.
only lost last week because I wasn't there.
Prove me wrong and prove that you guys got that.
I
Because
mean, I wasn't lying about drinking in that game, but okay.
No, I'm being serious. Oh, you go. Sorry, my fault, Twin.
Okay, Zioli, do you gain superpowers when nobody drones you out or you don't drone?
Pretty well, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Because when I saw
If there were no drones in this game, I'd be like top dog. But, you know, we got some fucking pussy ass bitches.
Zioli's not gonna get a kill, but when own, you just pop off. Like, what gives you the
Zoli
confidence
has
to
something
do that?
called.
Because my balls are bigger.
Well,
Thoughts on the second map? Like, you guys like.
So Canada didn't reinforce a wall, and I started crying and told them to fuck off, and I got pissy.
So you guys.
For being honest, like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but whenever Canada's around, we just end up losing to people we shouldn't be. So.
No, it's definitely because I got pissy. And that,
And then-
it doesn't help that you and Andy are causing some motion.
Causing some
hey,
commotion.
the Obey
Well,
boys
really.
are an entertaining bunch. No hate.
What were you guys?
Let's just say I'm glad that you guys couldn't hear our comms.
Yeah, don't worry. By the way, anytime from semifinals onward, you're gonna be forced to use Discord.
Oh.
So keep it.
I just would have.
Keep it within
Oh, we
reason.
actually are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Wait, what'd you
Jordan,
say?
for semifinals and finals,
Yes.
say we
during
do make that, we're gonna be in a probably like a stream
sorry.
Discord call.
No. So sorry. From
Why?
next round onwards. So then
Why?
in between breaks, instead of having the same podcast, I can have comm checks in between teams.
Okay, that
Well,
makes
I'm not
sense.
playing. Okay, well, I guess you just go back to party then.
You don't get to. You have to do Discord.
Sitting in
Okay.
Discord for a fucking
It's
game.
okay. It's okay, Cards. You have to realize Zoli's like. He's like a kid who tries to put the triangle block in the square block. You just gotta force it in there. So he'll be okay. I'll get him in there. He's saying no now, but it'll be okay.
No, I'll be in the Discord. I'm not playing in the Discord. I'm gonna be in game chat.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Game chat is better sounding, but we'll see what it is. Probably gonna have to play in
No,
the
we
Discord.
can just
but
sit
okay.
in the Discord as a
Also,
party. when it
I do
takes
want to
us-
point out
takes us.
if our rep watches your stream, Zilriz, we have something to tell you. You're a piece of shit for putting us on lair. I know we won pretty well, and I'm very surprised because we.
I should have beat 5-2 on that fucking map. If it weren't for a certain
Oh, don't
shitty
worry.
ass individual.
We'll beat them next week.
Listen,
What
before
even is their team?
before I end it off,
don't
is there anything you want to say to 5.2?
We'll see you